something. I don't know.
I told you that I've been working, I'm
I
assuming.
never saw it lit up before.
Exactly.
No, so I don't know Henry's spot. Like weird eyes.
I think I'm gonna get ice cream on that.
From the place or, no?
What
That's
place?
not open. Something, I don't know, is there an ice cream place?
I went to the new ice cream place. We're on, right?
Yes.
It was very good.
The what?
The new ice cream place, it was very good.
You know, I just said that to Michael last night, we have to try that.
You haven't been there?
It's worth it.
I was trying to get him to say, oh, I'll go over and get some.
How did that work?
It didn't happen.
He doesn't undecorate, he doesn't go get you ice cream.
He's gotta get out, he gives me a run.
Okay, okay.
Upcharge.
Yeah. I told him that after all the overtime we got here.
Talk about blood money though.
Look at you.
Nice, right? That's nice.
So if I get discombobulated, I know I'm
Hey, you
turning
can
to
just
you.
grab.
You'll screw it up.
It's screwed up already, I'm sure. Gotta read these little numbers here. 6.
Yep, 70 degrees one day and snowing the next.
Yeah.
It's wild that it was 70 degrees for 2 days and we still have snow on the ground.
And all the pouring rain last night.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes, ma'am.
Just to make sure we're on.
Wait for me, it's gonna be a while.
We usually pick it up right here.
Buffering.
That's not us.
That's a hand.
Shot now. Skip.
We're just gonna pretend we are?
Commercials, Jack. You want me to check mine?
All right, so let's go. All right. Welcome to the March 12th Pawling Joint Sewer Commission meeting. If you could please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can I get a motion to approve the February meeting minutes? Excuse me?
They didn't go out until very late this afternoon.
So maybe, has anyone had an opportunity to read them, or shall we table till next month?
I had a chance to breeze through them, but there was a lot there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, let's table
Yeah,
that.
that's.
All right,
that's fine.
so can I get a motion to table till next month?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, good idea. All right, I will make a motion to approve the treasurer's report, the February 2026 treasurer's report as presented. Can I get a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. I'll make a motion to approve the February 26 vouchers as presented in the amount of $85,619.63. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we have reference 13.26, 2026 generator maintenance agreement. This is an annual agreement that we go with, right? Or is it a six? Yeah.
And they kept it at the same price as last year.
Oh, that's great.
Good.
Okay.
Which is the annual.
So let me ask, have we been happy with the generator maintenance?
Much, it's better than any other company you had here before. Okay,
So, yeah.
okay, all right. Anybody have any questions regarding this?
No,
All right, somebody want to make a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
No second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, next we have reference 14.26, quotes for a Gould's submersible pump.
Would you like to? Sure.
You probably might as well stay up there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hi, Brian, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Do you want these just so that you can reference them?
No, I think I know what it's for. So this one's for Baxter Green. It's one of 2 submersibles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but we're down to 1 pump. So if this one, if the remaining one goes, yeah, we're done.
This is for this, so there was comparisons done as to repairs. Like this would be, so these were the quotes
That's
that we
Hudson
got.
Valley. Okay.
So you had that, then you had this one, and then you had,
That's the same exact model according to this.
right. So there were 3 quotes for this. Are they all for Baxter? I don't know.
Well, it's one
It's the
pump,
same
right?
pump.
It's all the same pump, I understand.
That's why you gotta be careful because they don't call it a model. That's a bite here.
But like, this next one is repair versus purchase.
Yeah, so this is for, we don't have a repair option for this one.
I just wanted to make sure.
This one's got to be replaced. So these don't have shipping, Christine, there's no shipping, or just include shipping
Which one?
on the one you just handed me, the 3 comparables for
Those are-
Baxter.
Those are the 3, whatever the prices are.
The one from USA Blue Book?
So we have one from
Blue
Hudson
Book, we have,
Valley.
yeah, one from Blue Book, one from DNS,
DNS,
and one from Hudson Valley.
Right,
And they are all pretty close to one another, but
and now.
Hudson Valley's the cheapest,
But does that show their shipping?
but I don't know if it's
Hudson
just,
Valley says it includes freight and delivery.
us, unless otherwise noted, includes freight and delivery, so. Let me just cross-check the number. It looks like the same exact pump. WS07.
I mean, the good news is they're incredibly close together in price.
Right,
Yeah, that's a pretty,
They all bid it very carefully.
that's a commodity kind of pump, right? There's a lot, yeah, it's just a very common pump, so.
The-
Yeah, I guess we go with the one from Hudson Valley.
yeah, the DNS one is the more expensive
I
one,
just want to make sure.
by like $100.
Is that 230 volt, Rich, do you know?
Sorry.
230 volt, is that correct? Or I can look it up. Is that 230? Okay.
Single phase 230.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it says, single phase 230. 3/4 horse?
3/4, yeah.
And these are all Gould's and not, what was the other one? I forgot the name. of it.
There's a Soldier, that was a different pump.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the Gould's is
Yeah,
the
the
only
Goulds is
one
what's
that
there
makes
now,
this
yeah,
pump?
yep, that's
Okay.
it's what's there now.
And so there's 2 pumps at Baxter Green and one is not, one's dead.
Yeah, so this is to replace the one that's dead.
Okay.
You know, say we got moved, because if we lose that other one, we're gonna be calling somebody in to suck it out and transport it, yeah.
Okay.
So, do we have records on these pumps, like how long, when they were replaced? Like the other one that's at Baxter Green, do we know how old that one is?
That was before my time.
I have it written down on the, when I installed the pump, I put the date that I installed it. So that's on the back of the panel. So I can give you the date of when I installed that, yes. I believe it's about 1.5 years, 2 years old, the one that went bad.
Oh, that's it?
Wow, that's crazy.
Is that typical though?
I thought we usually could get up to 5 years
There's supposed
out
to
of it?
be, the design life of a pump is 5 to 10 years, but, you know, it's like the compressor in your refrigerator going bad. You know, you get a refrigerator, it goes out of warranty, and the compressor breaks and all your stuff gets ruined. I knew a guy, but,
If it's possible in the
Yeah, I mean, it's
future,
just-
when we do a pump,
yeah.
just to know when that pump, because we're replacing pumps every meeting. If you just let us know we're replacing a pump, last time it was replaced.
I can give you all that information.
I think we need to get and I thought we were working on an Excel spreadsheet. I think what would be helpful for us lay people is a list of pump station and what pumps are there and when were they installed.
We gave you copies of all the pumps that are in the pump stations, along with all the generator information. You guys have all that.
Okay.
I don't remember if I gave you dates that they were installed, because it is tough. We took over, and I wasn't around back in the day when they were putting pumps in, so I don't.
Right, but the
know.
ones that you do know, you're saying you're putting on the door, if we can get them then on the list that Christine has of the pumps, and then when we're looking to purchase a pump, like we have, I don't know how many on here tonight, where is it for, you know? So now you just told us this first one is for Baxter Green, so it'd be nice to know, we're looking at Baxter Green, it has 2 pumps, one died, the pump that's there now was installed
Right, but
such and such date.
you have all that information from that pump right in the office of Baxter Green, 2 pumps, the model numbers, the horsepower, you have all that information.
But-
Not
All it
dates.
is dates.
I have a list of all the pump stations and what pumps are there. I don't have a list of when they were installed.
But the
Okay.
model number, wait a minute, let me just, again, lay person. The model number, don't we have a model number pump that is at many pump stations?
We have different model pumps for each pump station.
So each pump station has their own model?
Some of them do. The pump from Green Lawn will fit in Croton, which fit into West Main, which will fit into Sheridan, but they all have different model numbers. Okay?
Okay.
What he
Is
can
that
do,
just for volume?
yeah, hang on, I got an idea.
This is,
We did this for the plant, right, this drawing. I'll just make one for the pump station. Should've brought an easel.
we do have an easel, but we don't have anything to hold it.
So I'll blow this up to make it clear, but what we did with the plant is we kind of just laid out where the pumps, the blowers are, it's got a tag on it. We'll do the same thing for the pump stations.
It just makes it, we don't know what, and we keep hearing pumps, pumps, pumps,
The only thing I like
pumps.
is that that's only 1.5 years, 2 years old. I mean, as long as, there's no gravel or rocks or,
No.
yeah, it's just,
And it's a low-hour pump station, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
It's not running
it
constantly,
runs
yeah.
all the time. Off the top of my head, I want to say each pump runs less than an hour a day.
Less than an hour a day?
They're not short cycling, right? It's not like bam, 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 bam.
Everything is, it's set up.
So less than an hour a day it runs, and we only got 1.5 years out of it.
And again, I can get you the exact date of when that pump was installed.
Okay,
I'm going off the top of my head,
right.
okay? But again, it's down in poop, it sits in, it's not a good environment for a pump. And it's
Right, but aren't
just-
these pumps made for this?
And it's just a Gould pump, I mean, it's nothing,
Well-
it's not like,
That doesn't mean anything to us, it's just a Gould's pump. So what are you
It-
telling
It's,
us?
it's an economy
It's the
pump.
Kmart version of
It's-
a pump?
maybe Target.
Oh,
Yeah, thank you.
Target.
Target, yeah.
Target.
And that's the thing, they're sealed. It's not like, oh, you can change the oil on them. You can't do anything. They're sealed.
Right.
Maybe the only thing you can do if an impeller breaks or you got to change an impeller, you can change the impeller on the bottom. But they're sealed. You throw them in, they have a finite life, and that's it.
But that's what they're made for, right? Or are we trying
No,
to
no,
use
you're
a pump
correct.
that's not
Yeah.
for it?
Now, what we can do, I just don't think we have the time because we're down to one pump, but if you did want to improve that, I mean, Sulzer, Zoller, there's other pumps that are a higher end pump, but they're going to be 2-3
Money.
times the cost.
What about warranties? Any
A year. It's a year on it. A new pump is a year. Look, I know, there's over 24 pumps just at the plant. And I got at least
And then you
15 more in a
got-
collection system. They're just all different ages, all different vintages.
Each pump station has at least 2 pumps, right?
Yeah,
So we have what, 24 at the plant, each pump station has at least 2, and then you
Yeah.
said there's others.
there's others, yeah. I mean, you're,
Because I did just get asked how many pumps, I said, I
yeah.
don't know. the
It's 40
total
plus,
number.
it's 40 plus. I'm counting the PD pumps at the, the blowers and stuff too at the plant, but yeah.
And is that also the pumps that are at houses? What are those called?
Oh, the
Pump.
grinders? No, I didn't include those.
What are they called?
E1
Yeah.
pumps.
E1 pumps. There's those, and I don't even know how many of those we have.
We have 9 or 11.
Okay. So now we're looking over 50 and pushing 60.
I've had some pumps last 20 years. I've had some that did in the last 2 weeks. Now, yeah, those are under warranty, right? But that was Sulzer, that was a high-end pump, and they had a bad rash during COVID and slightly after with the windings, and we were losing them left and right. It's just, there's nothing, it's a single phase, it's across the line. We check the voltage. They just run until they don't,
And the more expensive pumps, is it like a big jump from price from like this Gould to?
The Sulzer, what did it, and, I'm being a little just general here, but you go up to the next, it may be for like, instead of 2,200, it'll be like 35 or 4. But the other two is, okay, now you got moisture sensors and thermal sensors, right, that go into panels. So it's the pump, then you're updating the panel to accommodate it. Yeah, then there's more gizmos that go with it, so, yeah.
More things go wrong.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, the other one, Rich, I guess we'd have to look at the panel, but the other one's been going longer, right? The one that's in there, now,
The one that's
the
still
one that's been
alive.
running, yeah. How long, do we know how long that one's been in there for? Probably not, right?
I believe that was the last recent one we replaced there, and that was last year.
Okay.
A question on the Gould pumps, though, what's going wrong with it, the motor or the pump?
What typically goes on, there's two main failures of pumps. There's windings, right, the motor itself, like a bathroom fan or whatever, right, the
the
winding there.
bearings.
Or the moisture gets in through the cable.
Yeah,
So they're sealed, and they're supposed to have at least a double seal.
right.
Supposed to be very flexible, but over time it's a very corrosive environment.
But is the motor itself is going bad, or is it the pump mechanism that's getting all chopped up with grit and stuff?
It's not, no, they die. It's not like, it's, you spin it, it's just not pumping. It just stops, yeah. So that's either
And
moisture or
it's
bad line.
sealed.
Yeah,
So
it's sealed, yeah.
we don't know necessarily what all went wrong with it.
And that pump, it costs more to rebuild. I don't think there's any point. You start getting these more expensive pumps like the ones we're gonna talk about next. Yeah, there's value to rebuilding versus replacing. But even those, you get some moisture in there, they can rebuild it. Winding, they can rebuild it. But some, you take them in, if it's full of moisture, they can't rebuild it. Yeah.
But can you buy the motor separately, or is it?
No, it's all one.
all sealed.
It's a single unit,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, it's not like a dry pit submersible or
Yeah, okay.
our other ones at the plant, yeah, no, it's,
So when you guys pull them, they're just garbage? They go in the garbage?
yeah, the bigger ones we do take.
No, I know you.
Yeah.
These I'm talking about.
Yeah,
They're just
garbage,
So it's almost similar to house water heaters. Warranty runs out and they die.
Yeah.
You used to get 20 years out of a water heater, you're lucky you get 5 now.
My sump pump in my house, it's a Zoller, expensive. I had to put in last summer when they redid the basement. I went in my basement the other night, actually 2 nights ago. I had 4 inches of water in my basement. Pump was just dead. Shorted out, blew the breaker. I didn't notice it. I didn't see it. And 6 months old. Yeah, and that's in clean water.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's just.
Okay. So,
Well, I'll make the motion.
back to the Goulds.
Yeah, I'll make the motion for Hudson Valley to purchase the pump at 2164,
I'll second.
2029.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Next one, reference 1526, quote for a new 3 horsepower, 4-inch submersible pump versus repair. And this is for where?
This is the one we took out of SBR 3, the Sulzer. So this one they're able to rebuild.
Okay.
Yep, this is the one they can rebuild. Now, it's only a 90-day warranty, which it says right here. 90-day warranty versus a year on a new one, but Rich, you've been doing this longer than I have. When they rebuild them right, they do last a long time, right? I do think it's worth having it rebuilt versus replaced, yeah. Because it's roughly, what, a third of the cost, Christine, half the cost?
Yeah, brand new is 9,512 and a rebuilt
3270.
7.
Yeah.
Brian, what'd you say this was?
It's the waste pump for SBR.
SBR
Yeah,
3.
well, it can go in any one of them, so it's a waste pump, yeah, for the SBRs. And we have all three, Rich, right? So this would be,
What was that?
we have all three right now? I know we got the one that replaced the one that went bad, but
Yeah, with that, if that one gets replaced,
yeah,
we'll have
a
three
shell
back
spare,
in.
yeah, or all three back, yeah.
What? All three back
All
in?
three back, yeah. Because we're down one, right?
We're down.
So an SBR tank has 3 pumps in it?
There's one pump in each SBR for
Oh,
waste
all
tank,
right.
yeah.
So now this is the last one to replace in
Correct.
an SBR?
For now, I have to qualify it.
For now.
Because if one
Knock
breaks.
on wood, please.
I know.
It's right behind you, Brian. There's a strip right
Okay,
there.
right there.
There we go.
Now, those aren't in, I mean, that's an original pump, right? So that was 2019, right?
Okay.
That's
So at
when it's
least we
normal
got-
life. And that, but, you know, it's in the SBR tank, which is gross enough, but it's not a corrosive, you know, the pH is neutral. There's bugs in there, right? It's active. Little SB. I know she's really excited about that.
We always look at that, when you start being descriptive.
But it's not a super noxious environment for a pump, so they tend to last
They last a
longer.
little
Yeah,
longer.
they last a little longer.
All right.
And have we rebuilt one of these yet? The SB, have we tried to rebuild?
We've rebuilt others in the past. I don't know about this one specifically.
So the other 2 SBRs got brand-new pumps. We didn't rebuild one of those?
We have one new pump that we're waiting for Dan to come up to wire up. That's gonna go in SBR 3. This is for SBR 2.
two, yep.
Oh, I thought
then
you
we
said this
have-
was,
Still the original one in SBR 1 that's never been pulled.
okay.
So there's a new one going into, that Dan's
One.
gonna do, and then this is gonna go in 3.
And then
2.
one of them still had, this one's going in 2.
So there's,
Brian
there'll
had
be
said
one
3.
rebuilt, one new, and one
And one
original.
old.
And
Yep,
one that we'll be
Still-
talking about next month.
Yeah,
probably.
still limping along.
But yeah, it could go 2 weeks from now, it could last another 5 years. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
When you say rebuild, are you guys rebuilding it or it goes out and gets?
No, it goes
It
out.
goes out, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the rebuild, it's gonna come back able to fit in, we don't have to retrofit anything.
Oh, yeah, no, that's
It's-
just plug and play.
It's all
Yep.
inside, yeah.
No, it comes back and just drop it in and go.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
Motion,
make a motion to repair the pump.
okay.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, reference 1626, quote for new 6 horsepower, 4-inch submersible pump versus repair. So now where would this one be going?
This is for the green lawn. Which one did actually come out, Rich? I'm sorry.
That came out of Green Lawn. We installed a spare pump that we had on the shelf in the Green Lawn. We pulled the one that was bad in Green Lawn and sent it out to get looked at. That pump will fit in Green Lawn, Croton, West Main Street, and Sheridan. So we have that one as a spare pump.
So this one that we're gonna repair right now will be a spare
Yes.
that's
A
going on the
common
shelf.
spare for 4
A
pump
common
stations.
spare.
The one we're discussing right now.
Yep.
The one we're
Yep.
But
discussing
it's
right
for
now.
Green Lawn? I'm sorry.
It came out of green
Came
lawn,
from
yeah.
Green Lawn.
They put in another one, but we don't have a, we're out of
It says
spares.
Sheridan on the job, so just trying to get it straight.
Oh, the same price as the other company.
Where does it say Sheridan?
Right under job, in the columns.
Oh, yep, got it.
So the fact that it's a 6 horsepower, it fits in with the other, because the others were 3 horsepower at Baxter,
That was, no.
Dexter's
The
3.
3 horsepower was for at the plant.
at the plant, I'm sorry, right? Okay.
3/4 was Baxter.
Okay.
And that's a Sulzer, right, Rich? Is that a Sulzer?
That's his old.
Yeah. And I don't know how old that one was. I should, but we'll look, yeah. It looked pretty old. Anyways, I would go with the rebuild route on this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
Was that a motion? I'll make
Make a
a,
motion.
I'll make a motion that we redo the pump. for
Rebuild.
The rebuild with all makes pumps repairs for $34.60.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Reference 17.26, price increase from Synagro.
The annual CPI cost adjustment.
Is this something we have to do a motion on? I mean, we don't really,
It's more or less just for
just
your information.
FYI.
Every year they go up, right? I mean,
Okay.
Okay. Anybody have any questions regarding that? All right. Reference 18.26, quote from Fred Cook, pump out at post EQ tank.
This is what we already did, but it was just something that.
That was the post EQ tank?
That was the aerated holding tank, right? Or
It was
digester?
the digester.
Sorry.
But he did it already?
Yeah.
This was done
We had to get it
in
done.
between meetings.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this was again another FYI, it gave you both the one that we went with and the one that we were quoted from the other company. From Wind River Environment.
Oops, sorry.
Only FYI because it's done. So it wasn't the post EQ, it was
So, Brian, do you want to talk to why we had to get that done, so everybody's aware?
Yeah, so what, we started having settling issues in the SBRs. Now, there's two components. We tried a different polymer to increase the percent solids coming off the belt press. And then we had the aerated, I keep saying aerated holding tank, the post EQ, so that's the tank that SBRs dump into. We had to run that at a higher level because it was so cold out this winter. If we didn't, the valves would freeze. The problem with the post EQ tank, I think everybody knows this by now, the mixing in there is terrible. There's no mixing installed. We put in, when we took over last year, we got a couple just small submersible pumps. You know, we got one in each corner, right, just to keep it agitating. What it is the SBRs, you know, that's your biological treatment, and they do remove TSS, right? There's a aeration activation cycle where it does its job, settles, the clean water comes up, right? Sludge settles, arms come down, take that water out, take it to the EQ tank. Then it goes to the disc filters. The reason you have the disc filters is because your permit. You have very tight speeds limits. The aerating holding tank takes that, feeds the disc filters. The problem is those SBRs, if you had like a normal 30-30 discharge, I call it 30 VOD, 30 TSS, secondary treatment, it'd go right from the SBRs out to your stream. You have to have those disc filters. The SBRs discharge a slight amount of solids during normal conditions. It's just the nature of how they are, right? It's gravity separation, and you just get solids. What happens is they go in that tank is still, they start to settle, right? Then you have your inlets for your filters, you know, on the other side. Over time, no action, just you know, keeps coming up, right? Sludge is old, it's dead, you know, it's not active biomass. It was at one time, it was in SBRs, it dies. We think what precipitated this event was we started having issues with settling in the SBRs. That goes through the disc filters, they backwash the aerated holding tank, and it goes back up and around. So we started having settling issues. And what it was, we were getting kind of in a vicious circle. We couldn't just get this stuff out because we're bringing this old sludge in. We're having settability issues, right? When that sludge does not settle, you know, you do the test in the lab, but when it doesn't settle in the tank, you're taking more solids out, right? You're blowing your solids out in that tank, and it just repeats, right? At the same time, we did try a different polymer for the to try to increase our percent solids coming off the belt press, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but we got backed up because we were trying to run it rich, right? And we had to clean out the lines of the old stuff. It was reacting with the old stuff. We had a couple of days where we ran, but it wasn't doing well. Then we started losing capacity in the digesters. Now we're backed up on this end a little bit. We have this issue with recirculating the stuff around, so we had to move solids out and get them out of the plant. So, you know, we talked to Lori, and we got the truck. We had to do it, and we We stayed in compliance.
Yeah, if we didn't,
Yeah.
we would have been releasing
Yeah,
sewer
we're-
into our
yeah.
stream, and then we would have been in violation.
We did
So
keep the plant in
gain
compliance. Yeah.
capacity and
Yeah.
quickly.
Is this something that should be done every couple of years, you think, or?
I don't want to get in my head, I can bring it up now. We got to do better mixing in that post EQ. There's coarse bubble diffusers, there's mixers, big mixers, right? Something's got to be done. It's just, during the summer, it's starting to get warmer, we can lower it, those pumps will work again, but as soon as we got to bring that level up to protect things from freezing, it's going to settle and cause problems. I did have the guys come down. I had a couple of my principals come down, all 4A operators, they came down. I got a draft report. I'll get the final one to you guys when it's done. But they did some dilutions tests. They showed there was old sludge in there, which points to this. So, and it is improving. It's settling much better. We did get it recovered, but it was a little stressful. So that's a problem. And the old polymer, they switched. And I don't know if this is like 2 years ago or a year ago. They went to that new polymer we're using now, and I think it was both cheaper and it had better clarity. We tried that old polymer. When we did get it to run, it wasn't, I went down there, we took pictures and stuff. It wasn't getting clear, and it was just a mess. It was just
And
a
we
mess.
went back to the old polymer to try to get drier cakes.
Correct, yeah.
Because our cakes were too wet, so now we're paying an extra fee for that to be disposed of. So we're trying to get drier cakes, and we tried the polymer and it didn't work.
It was a very cold winter, and the
Yeah.
bugs do not want to release that water when it's this cold. And, well, I got a thing I can go into later when I do the engineering report, but yeah, so that's that. So we're
Anybody
done, we're done with that. Things are clearing up. I mean, we're dealing with the storm now, so that's been fun, but, the rain, but, yeah, we're in much
How
better
much
shape.
should we get? Because it poured last night.
Believe it or not, we could talk about that too. I mean, we only had 0.8 inches of rain.
That's all?
That's all I have recorded on the ring gauge.
Huh.
It should, in the puddles and our retention pond that we have there, it seemed like we had more, but I just recorded a 0.8. But the snow melt and
Yeah.
all that other stuff just
Yeah,
happened.
okay. All right, where are we? 19.26, which this is Williamson Law Software. The $4,500 invoice for program modifications, that's to handle now the new sewer rate. It had to be all reformulated. And then the $2,000 annual support fee for the program.
It's an additional 2,000 for sewer.
Oh, okay.
So currently we were paying $1,968. They're adding another 2,000 to that for support, so it's gonna be at almost $4,000 in support just for sewer.
Okay. And did they explain why they're increasing the sewer?
Because it's a very difficult program.
Okay.
And every quarter now when I do billing, I have to call them because they have to do something on the back end to make all of that work out properly according to the flows. It gets, every single quarter, it's gonna be different, like we've talked about.
And is that,
It's all due to the fact that the way our formula
that's what I was
is.
just gonna ask. So it's
all-
related to the formula, so that
Yes.
when we move to the new formula,
If we ever get there,
if we
yes.
ever get there, let's hope we get there, we maybe then can reduce that because it will be a simpler formula.
Pay for
Okay.
what you use.
Huh?
Yes.
Yeah,
Pay for what you use.
right. Okay. Anybody have any other questions regarding that?
Nope.
So do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. Current projects, so we have 85 Charles Coleman Boulevard that wants a new water and sewer hookup. That's still in the process of getting there. We have a few issues. One of them, the landowner was required to do a lot line adjustment. That has not happened yet. They also have to do a flow test, and for whatever reason, they didn't want to use their own engineer. They're asking for our engineer, so we're in the process of trying to get that set up. And again, due to the severity of this winter, we just couldn't see doing any of this work with the uncertainty of the weather that we were having. So we're looking for a break. I think it's coming.
We had one that went away.
So hopefully we'll be doing the flow test. The landowner has also been notified because for whatever reason, they chose to dig trenches and put in their water line and their sewer line and backfilled without anybody, our engineers, taking a look at it to determine whether the pitch is there and whether the alignment is there. So they have been informed that they will have to dig those up to be inspected. So, so we're just in the process of getting there. I think I've covered it.
Yeah, Jonathan emailed today.
Yeah,
said-
he did.
Yeah.
To say he's looking hopefully to be able to do the flow test by the end of this month. So we'll see weather again. I think it is something that I'm going to want us to consider, that we don't entertain hookups during the winter months. So that's something to be discussed, but it doesn't need to be tonight. So I think we have to concentrate our work on the other 3 seasons and stay out of winter the best we can for any kind of work in the ground. So I don't know if we can accomplish that or not, but it's something to think about. Attorney report. Do you have anything, Danielle?
No report.
Okay. Engineers report. Brian?
Well, where do I start? I guess I'll start with some I&I stuff here. We still haven't gotten an answer yet from DEC if we can forego the formal study. So I talked to VJ in Poughkeepsie there. I think he was confused. He's like, no, you can apply for a grant. I said, no, that's not what I'm asking. It's the permit. So I called Mina. She never got back to me. So I just sent an email to both of them today. So the guy said, here, just give me a call, please, or let me know. So
You sent it to
Mina, George, and
Nina
and
did send it
VJ.
to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I copied
Yep.
both of them. And what it is that's an annual requirement in your permit, right? We're supposed to be doing that flow, or, the I&I study, right? But we know
We've
the
done
process.
it.
We know the
We've
process.
done it for how many years?
I don't, since,
We know
Yeah,
where the problem
yeah.
is.
so that being said, Rich, do you have the form there with the numbers?
So this is a cost to us, and I don't recall what we've been paying.
It was roughly 19.5 or something
Yeah, I
in
was
there.
gonna say around 20,000 to do this I&I study every year. And we know where the problems are. So we're trying to get out from having to do that annual I&I study. But DEC is, yeah, bring them down
Thank you.
then. And we're trying to apply for an EPG grant so that we can actually do a full, Brian, a
Yeah.
full what?
A formal study that goes in the EFC template, they can actually use to pursue capital grants through,
Right.
state, federal.
So we can actually fix,
Because it's just like, here's what we did, not paraphrasing, just like, here's what we did, here's the problem spots. Next year, here's what we did, here's the problem spots. And that's been really dry these last couple of years, which doesn't help, but we know what the problem spots are. It's just, we use that 20 grand on pumps, so.
How long have we been doing this study?
Since the plant was done?
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say
Yeah,
since
those are-
2019, maybe even before, and, you know, that was part of what warranted
Yeah.
the plant needing an upgrade.
Now, you know, you have rural water coming down in April-ish sometime, you know, and I know they're, you know, gonna continue the work down Sunset, but, you know, they're so inexpensive, and I forget, it's,
I thought you
300
switched gears.
well, that's the
Still-
thing, I think we get them over on the
Yeah,
the
get
east side of
to the
22,
problem
yeah.
area.
So speaking of that, so the thing I just handed out, oh, it's not highlighted on yours, but you see, you know, the main flow meter at the top, the pump station flow from Village, then you know, the subtraction of those two items is the flow from the Route 22, you know, basically Trinity, Pawling that side. So you can see as you go down, you know, through March 1st through the 11th here, we're getting some flow from there, yeah. And when I came down, I popped some manholes. Rich was out, you know, been out there a few times. There's that base manhole at Trinity Pawling. It's just roaring in there. I got some good video and pictures. Then we did pop one quick on Reservoir. I didn't want to get run over, but I did pop one quick there. It looks like there's quite a bit come down Reservoir too.
So I know some repairs were done up there. Are they scheduled to?
Well,
Oh, good.
they did a repair up there. They replaced a line up there, and this is going back, what, 2 years maybe?
It was, yeah, not this past summer, the summer before.
Yeah, so 24. And when the work got done, or while it was being done, I should say, Brian tried to gain access and he was refused access. So we never got to put our eyes on the work that was done there. And basically there's something radically wrong up there because that new pipe is still showing a lot of clean water coming through it and around it.
Yep.
Because water is gonna go to the least resistance, so when you lay a pipe in the ground and it's surrounded by pea gravel or whatever, it's gonna automatically go there, besides what's going in it as well. It's unbelievable of the videos of the clean water, so.
I can send these formally, but that was about an hour ago.
So this was today on your sheet, and that's the amount that's over and above.
Well, that's totally the plant, right? I think.
No, because see, we're going up.
Oh, is this 278 from across the road, Rich?
Pardon?
278 from across the road? Is that number on the bottom here? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, take it.
This one
At
here?
the bottom. This is the total flow coming in so far as of today. As of
To the plant.
to the plant.
Yeah, that's total plant. We'll know 8:30 tomorrow. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, this is coming.
And that
That's the
stops at-
excess, though.
Yes, it's
That.
coming from across the, yeah. So I mean, that adds up quick.
Yeah, that total actually resets at 8:30 tomorrow morning, so that will be today's flow.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do about it? Like,
So, it's private
Right.
property. So we need maybe some legal guidance on how we move forward with this. The other thing besides the pipe and it's not, you can handle it, Danielle.
It's clean.
It's clean, yeah. That's the problem, yeah.
Brian, what should that look like?
She's still passing it along.
A little bit is okay. I mean, you're never gonna be 100% right, but
But that should
you're gonna
look
want to close
like
your ears to
dirty
this part.
water.
Yeah, it should be dirty, right? You see clean
Is
water,
that-
and that much.
Is
Thank you.
located on private property, but it is hooking into our system?
Well, didn't we do this with APCA too?
There's,
APCA, we had to oversee it.
Yeah, but that's
But
brand
we
new,
never
and I
got
don't
to
think they have the I&I, yeah.
Okay.
So besides this being a concern, so now where's the clean water coming from?
Right.
So now it is illegal to have your downspouts from your gutters and curtain drains tying into sewer. That is supposed to go into storm sewer, not sewer. So we need to be able to either do smoke testing, see maps, to see where their downspouts and where their curtain drains, if they even have them, because that's an old building up there, so they might not have curtain drains, I don't really know. But we have to see where the connections are happening, because with the amount of water that's coming there, to me, it's saying that their downspouts and everything are tying in.
Downspouts, definitely groundwater,
So just general groundwater, not
Yeah, I mean, it could be
curtain
downspouts
drains.
too, but yeah, when you have that base flow, downspouts, like, it'll come in quick when it rains, right, then stop. And I wasn't there when it was raining, it was after the rain. But that's just base flow coming in constantly.
Well, and all along 22, at the base of the hill, this lawn, the big lawn, is almost always wet.
They used to supply potable water. Wasn't that the old well site or some kind of, I heard that there's actually like a cistern or something there. They get the water and that used to be part of the old water system. So it's wet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, I mean, it's excessive, right? It's excessive, and
And unfortunately, it's costing us a tremendous amount of funds trying to manage this water at the plant. And it's clean water that shouldn't be in the system, so that we shouldn't have to manage it and treat it or anything else. It's compounding problems that we already have there. So,
it's expensive. Yeah, it's expensive.
it's got to be fixed. So, okay.
Figure it out.
List.
I guess I know there's kind of the operations
Anything else
report.
regarding engineering
Well, let me go
versus
to
the
this. Yeah, I got some stuff. So it's actually attached to this. Let me just send this to you. So I put the numbers in because when Kenny sent this, we didn't get the lab results back for the month. We got them back in the past. I'll say years past. I don't know if I printed enough. Just
Also, last month, with everything that was going on, we were told that we were going to get the reports from Surpass and
BDP.
DEP, and we have not received those reports.
I have the. Did I send you the BDP report with the Synagro numbers?
Is there?
All right.
I will say, I'm gonna say this, I was having trouble with email, so
All right.
it's possible that you did, but I didn't get
All
it.
right. I may have a copy in my bag, and if not, I'll send it to you.
If you can send them on, and then once we receive them, we can send them on to the rest of the commission.
Okay.
But if we could get both of those reports.
Yeah, because I had the Synagro numbers showing the 0.14% delta. Then the BDP, it was an email, but it was their findings. That was like back in mid-February, maybe even earlier, late January.
Which one, BB?
It would have maybe
BDP.
been mid-February, because it was after our meeting.
Yeah, it was just a little brief flip of an email.
Yeah, but I sent it as an attachment.
I'll double check it.
I don't want to waste time. I'll shoot it right after I'm done with this. So you go to the back. I have like kind of additional thoughts and items of concern. If you want to flip to there.
The back of what you just handed out.
Yep.
Starting
How far back?
The last few pages.
the last 2 pages.
Yep.
Okay.
You guys are really going to hate me after this.
Additional thoughts and
Yeah,
concerns?
yeah. So, this plant was upgraded in 2019, right? I think it was roughly a 20 mil project. That plant, if green space built from ground up, it'd be at least $40 million. It's expensive, right? And I think the pump stations, adding them all up, roughly another 5 mil. It does include your collection, your your force mains, your gravity collection, all that stuff. It's a very expensive plant. You guys have very tight speedies limits. If you were on the Hudson River, you'd have much looser limits. You'd probably just have the SBRs or a conventional system, go out the door, and that'd be it, right? You guys have, you gotta have the chemical, you have the tertiary limits.
Is there a reason why we are so tight?
It's your receiving water body. It's based on your receiving water
But the
body.
receiving, all right, now,
Yeah.
let me make sure I understand. Our receiving body is the Swamp River that's heading north.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not heading into the east of Hudson watershed, it's heading north?
Yep.
Okay.
But it's still small enough and categorized, I think it's a BT. So
So
you're almost DEP.
the solution is dilution, and we don't have enough water to dilute it?
Correct. So that's why you have those tight limits.
Okay.
And there's worse. I mean, they could put night, which I should shut my mouth because they may do it when they do a technical review. So, but they get a little bit worse, but it's pretty tight.
Well, and then we know that the Swamp River combines with the Housatonic, which then heads south. Okay.
So that's a DEC, and they never roll back. They never roll back, unfortunately. But it is what it is, right? So just that being said, you know, I probably should be a little clearer on, you know, there's definitely items of concern down there. The Motor Control Center, I know we talked about it maybe individually. I don't know if I formally said it in front of this, the commission entirely. That MCC, you go into that filter room where the disc filters are, they're open, right? They're closed on top, but they're open on the ends. It's very, very humid in there. Very humid.
Oh, it's wet.
Yeah, it's wet. It's
It's wet.
disgusting.
The floor is always wet, and then you're talking about electrical boxes that are open, and it's wet.
Yeah.
Water and electrical do not go together. So it's just rusting and killing everything that's in that.
Yeah. So you go, I'm not being distracted. I actually have a picture. If you guys want to pass my phone around again here. I'll just pass it around. You guys can scroll back and forth a few pictures. But that's what's going on to your electrical stuff in there. So this plant is 2019, it's 2026. That's 7 years old. And what it is, there's different NEMA ratings. You know, there's NEMA 12, there's NEMA 1, there's NEMA 3, there's NEMA 4X, so on and so forth. Your main MCC, your main brain in that, and power center in that room is NEMA 1, which is literally, I think, dust and maybe drip. You can get an eyedropper, put a couple of drips on it, it'll survive that. It is not ready to be in that room, just not. And it's just getting eaten alive. There's VFDs in there, there's controls for your blowers, your pumps, other miscellaneous things in there. It's getting chewed apart. It's just getting chewed apart. And I don't know how else to say it. It's just getting eaten alive. That thing is not going to make it another 5 years. And now what these guys proactively have done is, you know, we kept losing VFDs, and what we've done lately is we relocate them over to the other side, right? So we have the mixers moved over there, the waste pump VFDs moved on to the adjacent wall where the UV is, and they put them in 4X enclosures, right? So that's a true waterproof, weatherproof enclosure. So they'll last much longer, but there's just so much stuff in MCC. The blower VFDs are still in there. They're big, they're 40 horse. We're down to one. We have one just wired directly to the breaker. We can't really control it well, and the other one's totally dead. So if we lose one more, we're done. And I don't know how many of those been, 2 of those have been replaced so far at least. I saw like the 2 carcasses when we first took over of the VFDs.
So, I mean, this is a poor design. Isn't there someone that does like an inspection after this plant was built, before it like goes online or something that?
It's up to the design engineer. They certify it. I mean, as long as it turns on, is in compliance, that's what regulatory cares about. And if you want to be totally honest, a lot of people don't. They just don't look at that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. But what happens is, like I said, that'll just keep getting chewed apart, and we'll keep losing stuff. Now, wherever my phone is, whoever, if you scroll a couple over, you see like the actual disc filters. Those are in the right enclosures, right? The controls for those, that's a 4X enclosure.
Oh, the box with the door.
That'll last forever. The SBR control is in between. That's a NEMA 12. It's gasketed, but you can see the rust starting on that one too. You know, eventually it'll worm its way through, and you know, that will start getting corroded too. So that's a problem. There was an air management system in there that was tied to the blowers. I assume it was some kind of energy recovery system. That's been long dead. That's all rotted out, that stuff. So I don't know if that was what they had to like try to keep the air dry in there, but it's not good. You're looking at least $250,000 to replace that thing. And we did get a rough price, a verbal quote from Dan Owens to relocate those 40 horsepower VFDs to the other wall, and he said roughly 30 to 40,000. But we're going to have to probably do that one kind of soon, because we lose one more VFD. We're sunk. We're sunk.
What does kind of soon mean?
Huh?
What does kind of soon mean?
As soon as you can. Yeah.
A year?
It could last a year. It could go back to the plant after this meeting. It could be shot. Yeah. I don't know when that last one was replaced. I don't.
I think he really means yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Last
yeah.
year.
We did, was that last year? We did apply for some grant. We didn't get it. Now, when I go through this whole list, let me go through the whole list first and I'll talk about what we can do. Yeah, so there's that, the motor control, the SBR control, we already talked about that. The MPW, you know, this is a critical asset. We keep having a problem with that pump, right? The seal breaks. It may be under warranty. We don't know. We got to ship it out, right? All that stuff. Those pumps are not designed to be flooded suction. They're just not. Or sorry, suction lift. Those pumps are supposed to be either in a water line or below your water level, so there's always water coming into them. You got to pull up, you know, you prime them, they pull, it pulls up, goes through the pump and goes, you know, starts from there. The one pump works, the other one keeps failing. You know, we keep having seal issues. They're not the right pump for the application. They're just not. Now we'll see what they say. You know, maybe they'll warranty it, but I just feel like those are always going to be a headache dealing with that. They're not designed for suction lift. This says right when you open the manual form, not designed, you know, do not use for suction lift applications.
I just want to understand, what's this mean, but engineering is required, that's an addition?
Because it's work, you know, yeah, you got to design something else, right? Yeah, we could put submersible pumps in there in the channel, but we got to design the pumps, design the rails, design the controls. So it's just to let you know, it's not just a plug and play, you know, throw something else in there. Yeah, it takes time. But we already talked about post SBR EQ tank. You know, I already went through a lot of this. You know, probably when we first looked at it, it was roughly 40 grand. That was to retrofit just a grid of coarse bubble diffusers, just to keep it mixed in a blower, or potentially 2 mixers. That was 2 years ago, so I just roughly assumed 50,000, but it's got to be engineered, right? So I'll go next to the belt press. I know there's been concerns about the belt press performance.
But that was the BDP, right, that came down?
Correct. Yeah, so they came down. I'm sorry, I thought I sent it. I'll check. They said it's been running well. And they did say check your pumps, and because there's the way the polymer injects into the system, it has to mix, it has to get through the column of that pipe to get to the material to be pressed, right? You want the chemical to be as effective as possible. So they said, check your pumps, make sure they're tight, they're pushing the pressure. We checked them, they're good. The rotors are good. And the guy actually took it back to his lab, the guy from BDP, and they couldn't replicate. They didn't get the same number we did, they got worse at their own lab. So but to my point, what this says is, I have design manuals I go through, and we have other plants we operate. This plant does not have any primary clarifiers, and it's no fault of the design. It just doesn't have primary clarifiers, and it has no real digestion. Without those two things, you're just processing, you're taking the waste off. It goes into those tanks, and they're aerated, right? You're holding tanks. They're not a true digester, and it goes into that press. You have a certain amount of belt pressure. Those bugs, it's just, you can only squeeze them so much, right? It just doesn't push through. And I do have my Metcalf and Eddy, and I think it said, 12 to 19% for SBR waste without any kind of digestion, and the average is 16%. I mean, that's where we're at. And I know Synagro keeps pushing 18, but it's not designed to be that high. It's just not. And the Synagro numbers I sent, and it's been cold this winter, but the thing, I'll send it to you so you can distribute to everybody. We're 0.14% off. I did like a year, basically then a year. That's all I have so far for us, and it's been very cold this winter. Now, as it gets warmer, it should improve again, but it's just, you're at the mercy. There's no way to chew these bugs up. And I don't know, if you guys even talked about having somebody else try to get it, or nobody with this type of process is getting 20% or 18%. There's not.
So none of the other plants that you operate are similar to this plant?
We operate Walton, that's conventional, but no primaries, no real digesters.
So is that similar? Or?
We get 14%. Stanford, conventional, no digesters, no primaries. They get 14, 15.
And
plants where you have primaries, we get 20. Wyndham,
okay.
We have primaries up front. It's a conventional, but with primaries. That commingles, mixes, we get 20%.
So where are the two that are getting that 14%? Where are they sending their stuff?
I think it actually goes out west to like Ontario County. But those are DEP plants, so they can,
Oh, they're-
they can afford it, yeah, they can
Oh.
afford it,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Walton takes theirs to Delaware County because they're in county, and they don't care. And it's dry, I mean, still, it's wetter, but it doesn't drip, or, that's the big thing too, that's why they want the 20%, so it's not sloshing all around, but the drivers that do come down say, yours is just as dry as anybody else's, if not better, and it's not sloppy or drippy, so I don't know. Yeah.
And I don't think we don't have any option besides Synagro.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
We'll do, we kind of just, we could try oxidizing the tanks.
Would it help to have a meeting with Synagro again? I mean, we had a meeting with her.
I can call her tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
We
it's,
try to
I don't
move her
understand
off
how
the
we were
mark.
getting 20s and 19s and 18s.
but did their numbers match Synagro's?
Sorry?
Did their numbers match Synagro's, the in-house?
Those were coming from Synagro.
I mean, it's the same guy running the press, we have Justin running it, it's the same thing, nothing's changed. Besides the polymer, but we can't go back to the other one. Obviously, we talked about the pumps. I think we're all sick of talking about pumps. Just, they're all various ages, not field serviceable, right? They're sealed, they run, they break. Some last longer than others. We did send the aerated holding tank pumps out. They're a different kind. We sent them out to W2O. They failed. We took them out. They can be rebuilt. They were loose. The shafts were loose in the casing. We think that's what was contributing to those lobes going bad and getting the air in them. But to rebuild them, it's $25,000. To replace them, it's $50,000. I personally think we're okay right now because we have we have the temporary pump in there. But that's when I would switch to a submersible pump. That they're a lot, and they should have had. Plants very, very sensor heavy down there. Sensors for this, sensors for this, sensor this. There should have been thermals put in those pumps. Vogelsang makes them. They have a thermal sensor, so if they run dry, that thing heats up and it shuts them off. Yeah, there's no shut off. You sit there watching for 4 hours. Okay, you get up, do something else. You come down to run dry. Yeah. Yeah, and just be aware too. You have the treatment equipment, then you have the HVACs, you have the building envelopes. All this stuff is just nothing's getting younger. They upgrade the plant. New SBRs, new disc filter building, new headworks, but a lot of that stuff is existing too. A lot of the buildings are. So I just wanted to. It just takes money.
Money pit.
It just takes money.
Oh, you just erased that, Shank.
I'm sorry. But if I don't say it, I'll get I just. So that being said, I don't know what the rates and all that stuff, the budgets, but what we can do on our end is we can go out. So there's gonna be 2 EPGs. We're gonna go from the collection system EPG. I'm gonna go for an EPG 2 to see if we can get some money. I did have success on a project up north along Lake George, but we did have kind of having the same issue, just control panels getting old, pumps getting old. And we got a EPG to do a study. Then we got a WQIP grant, which is 75%, 25% local master DEC to replace a bunch of things, miscellaneous things. So that's kind of a similar project. The thing is when we apply, and nothing's guaranteed, but we have to prioritize. So I guess you guys got to tell me, do you want to prioritize a sewer project or do you want to prioritize this project? We do the application, you order the priority.
The sewer project? Or
Yeah, the I&I,
Oh, the
a formal
I&I.
I&I study or this, you put the priority, right? So you can apply, I forgot the exact number, you can apply for multiple things within a municipality, but you have to prioritize them. So, you guys can think about
I versus
it. This, yeah.
what you just laid out, which
Yeah.
is,
And that's
I don't even
two
want to
more
add,
money.
I don't want to add this up. What?
Yeah.
Did you add this up at all?
I was gonna ask for a total, but then you have to also.
I'm afraid.
You're
Hearing later.
You're
I
over
know,
$1 million, you're
So
over
it's
$1
not
million.
a true
Yeah.
number.
Wow.
So I did talk to Jonathan today
Yeah.
too, and we were talking about applying to Congress funds for the trunk line instead of WIA.
That one's pretty shovel ready, right?
Yeah,
That's what they look for with those projects, yeah.
and that's the problem.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
They give
No,
you.
they-
a
you do something like this, they
window,
wouldn't
and
even-
It's gotta
yeah,
be shovel
yeah,
ready. If
yeah.
you're not shovel ready, forget
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
So we did talk about that. That's due, I believe, end of April, I think.
Okay.
Now, when you say looking for funds for I&I, what's that for?
So you have two, well, you do the EPG, right? It's an engineering plan grant. It's a Environmental Facilities Corporation grant, right? EFC. They have these funds to help subsidize communities to do engineering reports. And I think that's an 80-20, right? So 80% grant, 20% local matching. You use in-kind services. There's other things you do, force account, stuff like that to help offset the cost. That's to put something on paper. So you go, you get the funds for that, you apply. Those are due in April too, I believe. You apply, you get a report, right? You get it, you do the report, you submit it, DEC, EFC reviews and approves it. Now you have a document, a formal document with everything they want in there. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't really matter, but you have the formal document, and that's what we use to go over for QIP, CFA, all these other funds. They kind of look at that report. That's like the template you use. So there's a grant for that, and if you're successful, you get the report. Then you use that report to pursue capital funding.
Capital funding to
Yeah,
repair
yeah,
I&I.
Yeah, and when I say QIP, yeah, it's water quality improvement, but that's what you use for, like, so you get an EPG, you do that report, get approved, then you apply for a QIP using that report. And there's other grants too, but.
But
yes.
how does that work when it's private property?
Right. If the bulk of the I&I is on private property, why should we pay for their,
Oh, no, well,
Why should we choose
that's like
money?
a formal study. So, you have Reservoir Road, you have these other spots that are, yeah, it's your system, right? So it'd be a formal, you say, hey, look, they have a problem here. You'd have something a little more formal if
I see.
yeah, you do have something more formal. But yeah, to apply for actual capital grants, it'd be the collection system, the public system.
So you kind of need that to apply for the other funding.
Correct, yeah. But it's much more useful than doing these,
Stupid
yeah, it's
yearly
just, yeah.
things that we.
And it's
already
been dry the
know
last 2 years,
answer.
that's what kills me, it's been so dry, right? And it's-
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much was that study? You said 19,000?
It was, 19.5, right around there somewhere, I think the first
That's
one.
what we've been
yeah,
doing
yeah.
every year for,
Yeah, we did the last two, and after the second one, I'm like,
yeah. and I think
Okay,
we did
yeah,
it for
we know where it is,
several
yeah.
years before that, Labella did it, and so
well, if a formal study is going to help us
get the funding to do some corrections.
to do some corrections, and if it'll help us
then we
prove
should
that
do
it's on private property,
That's what I'm thinking. Might as well do the study.
Right, but that's now, if we prioritize that, we're not prioritizing the
plan.
plan.
I can't say 100%, right? But you may even put, I'll prioritize the collection system study. You may not get that and get the QIP, or you may, get, maybe vice versa, you may not get either one of them, but it's just a priority, just how you want to prioritize it.
So it's really, we're looking at two different priorities, the I&I
And
or
there's-
the plan.
Yeah, and there's other things, we can pursue other funds for these issues too, but I got to bring it to light.
Yeah.
They're becoming an issue, like it's,
Well, I&I's
yeah.
has been an issue for a long time. We got to get that corrected. I mean, the amount of energy we spend.
Well, is there some other way to fund that and not put it in the grant? I guess is my question. I think that should be a priority, and I don't know if you should wait for a grant, but that's my opinion. And put the other,
I don't see why we couldn't go after, some private users, or just say, hey, look, get that part rolling, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
majority of the I&I
Yeah,
problem needs to be fixed by
Right.
Right.
we still need the report to apply for grants.
Oh,
For your public system.
but that's for
Yeah.
our public
Yeah,
system. The biggest I&I issue is private.
I understand.
So to me, I'm more concerned about the plant,
Sure.
because we can hopefully talk to private
Exactly.
and say, this has got to be fixed ASAP. That reduces our I&I issue tremendously, and we can focus on the plant.
And one last thing I'll say about the I&I, and it's not popular at all, sump pumps.
Yeah.
It is, it's tough.
So
Yeah.
that's the other thing that I need legally, is how do we gain access to people's basements to see if they have sump pumps going directly into our sewer pipes.
It's in our local law.
Yeah,
I would
and
imagine
the
that's gotta
building
be
inspector,
code
I think.
enforcement.
Yeah, code enforcement, yeah.
But
But,
not be.
but code enforcement has to have a reason to go into somebody's property. And we can't see.
Oh,
So you have to gain access to somebody's house.
can't you just do a routine inspection, checking for the way it's
But we don't have a
discharged?
routine inspection on somebody's house without a reason.
Well, the reason is to check for illegal discharge.
I don't see people opening their door to a code enforcement officer
I don't see it either.
voluntarily.
No. So that's what I'm saying. We've got to figure out how we can do that because,
Check the codes.
Again, I would think we'd have the right to inspect.
but it's not like we know who has a sump pump.
Yeah.
So we'd have to go into every
Well,
house.
then maybe we have to inspect the houses to see if they have it or not.
We'll
And
take
if
a
they
look
do,
to see.
and if they do, where it's discharged. I mean, it seems to me there would be a reason to do it.
Are you raising your hand? It was barely raised, so I really wasn't sure if you were just waving at me or
So when you go in to change meters out.
can you come up here?
When you go in
Because
to
people
change-
at home cannot
Yeah,
hear
people are
you
sick of
unless you're
listening to me.
by the
Go ahead.
mic.
So when you go in to change water meter in people's home, because we have them lined up, we
But
look.
that's a handful of houses. So yes, I agree, that is an opportunity to put eyes on everything in a basement, but we don't have that many on that list.
From that side. From east of 20.
But I mean, technically, we need to know it
Well,
for any
everything.
house.
Yeah, agreed.
It's a start.
Yes, it is a start.
It's a
But I
start.
think if we can find a way where we can do it more broad-based.
It's tough, I don't see people opening the door to let you in their house like that.
There are, I'll just say from an engineering side too, there are, a lot of places may have it tied in because, there's maybe in low-lying areas, right, they may probably have a reason they are tied in. There are, it's just a long process, but there are grants too to separate out with a dedicated storm system or something like that. There's money out there, but it's a long process. It's a long process. I did work in a municipality, and I felt bad for the residents. It was very clayey. They were below, they're kind of in a bowl shape. They were trying to have their sump pumps go out the back, and it would just go right back in their house. So they were illegally tying it in, but we did get a grant, and they separated it out to a dedicated storm system. So
But even if someone has a sump pump in their basement, we still don't know if it's tied into our system. How do you?
Right.
what you do is if you suspect where it is, you pop a manhole. It's a very characteristic, right? You'll just see a slug of water coming. You can almost hear the pump run, right? Then it'll shut off, then it'll slow down again. It's very cycled. It's not the constant,
Right,
the groundwater or something,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah, I did one in Andy's. I mean, you could hear the pumps.
Yeah, because-
you could hear it.
Right, because you can have some pumps in somebody's house that daylight's out in their lawn. So it's not that just
Right.
because somebody has a sump pump that it's tied into our sewer. But they are not legally allowed to tie into our storm basins either. That's through the MS4 stormwater program, we're supposed to be keeping an eye out for illicit discharge. That's an illicit discharge to tie directly into our storm drain.
And part of the village is in DEP. I always forget.
Yes,
Part of it is.
the southern part
Okay.
is DEP land, yeah.
Anything else?
I think that's enough.
Enough?
Enough tonight.
So Brian, I do have a question now.
Yeah, sure.
Is there a manufacturer in the US or anywhere else in the world that makes modular sewer plants?
Yes.
Makes all the components for it?
Yes.
It seems, okay, I mean, wouldn't that seemingly be the best way for most communities to go? Like a Chinese menu, you pick out which components you need?
I'm actually working on one upstate.
I didn't hear.
Um,
Modular what?
Typically for, like a modular
It's a
system.
modular system, they just come in and set it up in your
Yeah.
For a sewer plant?
Yeah.
Typically for smaller, it depends on the process. You know, if you're under 100, even like 250,000, 300,000, there's a lot of options. You start getting to a certain size, the value equation kind of goes away. Now, I'm not saying, you know, maybe something new out there I don't know about yet, but generally.
It just seems crazy though, that we have to go through so much engineering expense to design something that's very similar to what's already been designed and already made. And it would seem to me there would be a lot of manufacturers making the basic components, the tanks that are fiberglass, you know, the buildings that are modular that you could throw on the property. It just seems so crazy that we're doing it the way we are.
Yeah, well, the thing is, those SBRs, that's a vendor design, right? The manufacturer, they size the pumps, they size this, they size that, right? Your disc filters, right? They're kind of engineered systems, right? And independently of one another. The problem is,
how are they sized? Isn't it going to be sized based on the flow that
well,
we're projecting?
yeah, they got the, you know, obviously they had an existing plan, right? They got the flows, they got the influent, BOD, TSS, all the influent characteristics, and then they went, you know, and then obviously your effluent requirements from DEC and went from there. The thing is, you know, you have these pieces, but you gotta focus on making them work together and focus on the details.
It's got Chinese menu.
Yeah.
A little from A, a little from B, and.
But it's kind of what, it is kind of that, I guess. It's just, you know, cast in place in conventional construction, yeah.
Okay.
I think we are finally at the end.
Yeah, just on the report, I don't want to, like I said, I filled in the speedies, so we were fully compliant according to the lab. We did have that issue at Castagna on February 3rd. It was during the weekend. It was very cold, I remember that.
February, it was January 31st and February 1st.
What's it? Oh, sorry, Dan Owens is on site on the 3rd, I'm sorry. Yeah, they had the issue on the late January into February. The Dan came out Wednesday. So what happened is the contactors went bad, both of them. So we don't know if there was a power surge. I don't know, Rich, you got anything to add to that? It was kind of a mystery, right, what happened with Castagna?
Mismatch of stuff. If I'm not mistaken, Dan sent a report to them about what happened and what he found.
To who?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah.
Did he send the report? I'm sorry. Did he? Okay, yeah. I just know he replaced the contactors and fixed some stuff.
I got an estimate, but you got billed.
I think part of it.
Was it on the bill?
Was a report of what happened and stuff. I think so.
Yes.
Everything else was relatively routine. I mean, if you guys have any questions, you want to go through this? The one I sent, I just made small updates and said put the limits in the permit, so to show we're in compliance.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
Where'd my phone go? Didn't we have? Oh, I see.
Someone's got it.
Danielle's looking at all the pictures of the plant.
All right. Being no public here, there's no public comment. So I think all that is left, unless somebody else has anything to bring up.
Nope.
So let's entertain a motion for adjourn.
Let's do it.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're good with that, let's do it.
He made the motion.
John said you made the motion.
I made the motion.
I second.
No.